sales ninjas. Today I want to talk about proactiveness. There are a lot of common issues among my clients. One of the most common one is their salespeople lack prospecting activity. You gotta keep monitoring them, keep pushing them in order for them to pick up the phone and do cold calling. Now that's a funny thing because my second sales job, I was a media advertising salesperson. I was in office around 8:30. So my boss came in around 8:45. Company I worked before actually gave me 7 days. 7 days of training before actually I did any selling. But since this is a small media company, 20 salespeople, 4 sales managers, unlike my first company with hundreds of salespeople, I did not receive any training. So my boss said, hey, you know what? Here are some magazines. Read it, study it because I have a meeting and I gotta go. So I was flipping the magazines. Do not know what I'm looking at. Do not know what I should be looking at. But after around 30 minutes, I got really bored and I did something that salespeople seldom do. I actually wrote a script so that I get an idea what I'm pitching over the phone. But anyway, I start scrolling newspapers looking for companies to call because I have no leads. And I just randomly select a couple of companies and I start calling them one by one. And when I hit the right person, they ask me questions about my product, which I have no idea because I have not been trained yet. So they ask me a question, hey, how much is the side panel? How big is the front panel? I have no idea. So I start asking my colleagues, hey, how much is the side panel? Hey, how much is the front panel? I start whispering to them to get some response. And then I will let the prospect know. And then I'll try to close for the appointment, which goes something like, Mr. Prospect, you seem to be very interested because you see you're asking me all these questions about my product. Why don't I drop by your office and share with you more because I can bring my magazine to show you. And around 10:30, my boss came back from a meeting and she asked me, hey Hanzo, so what do you learn from the magazine? I said, well, after I told her the story, I flipped through the magazine and I start calling people and here's my script and I had 2 appointments. The first question she asked me is this, your friend ah? I was like, no, I called from the newspaper. And her reaction was epic. I love it. She said, oh, good are you? So the question for you is, are you that type of salesperson that needs to be constantly pushed in order for you to pick up the phone and cold call companies? If you are not going to have breakthrough success, you're not going to achieve massive sales results, and your pipeline will be so dry and empty, it's like a wrinkle on an old people's face, very dry. And you do not want to do that, right? You do not want to have wrinkles. Therefore, pick up the phone. You get my metaphor, right? So pick up the phone, generate your leads, follow up on the calls. Do not wait for your leader to kick your ass in order for you to take action. Remember my advice because I want you to be a sales ninja.